Question number 1. How do you approach your poetry? Well, if we do approach poetry, there are many different techniques and approaches. For example, voice, writing, rhythm, rhyme, poetic inversion, the length of the poem, the beginnings, and the endings as well, with full regard to the images, metaphors that are being used in the poem. What is your creative process? Well, the creative process goes through 4, or we can say 5 steps. Step number 1, illumination. Step number 2, implementation. Step number 3, evaluation. Still, this process may go through preparation, incubation, illumination, evaluation, as well as full implementation. Any creative process depends on the way that a poet tries to convey. My creative process is to be very simple, clear, direct, and feasible. Now, let's talk about the editing process. Well, editing process requires and involves revising the content, the grammar, the punctuation, the organization, the style, the pattern as well. When we have a piece of art, that's called poetry, because poetry is a piece of art. And the purpose is to ensure that all the ideas are related, connected, clear, as much as possible. That is the purpose of editing, which happens to be the final stage. Now, let's talk about the organizational structure of a poem. Well, a poem is structured from stanzas or sonnets or from a free verse. Still, ideas and thought are organized together in order to have a full meaning, which can be put into lines, and these lines can create a poem. Still, a poem can be constructed within rhythm and rhyming lines, within the metaphor, symbols, personification, and the emphasis on the intonation, with full regard to intonation and connotation. This really leads to a full organizational structure for poem. Now, as a poet, you ask me, what are my influences and inspirations? Well, any event, still on a daily basis, we encounter difficulties, struggle, good times and easy times, or maybe a natural piece of art. Maybe horses can be an inspiration for you, or life, or anything that you come across can aspire you to share, care, and dare, or even create. Still, what I do think is creative writing is, it comes from your heart, because when it comes from your heart, it reaches everybody, all the time. Still, a poet is born, not made. Thank you, Art and Talk, for choosing me as the Poet of the Month.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I love is Mehmet Gunes, but you can call me MJ. Today we have a very interesting activity, and this activity is called Two, a poem written by Mehmet Gunes. We're going to read that for you. 1, 2, 3.
Too much work, too much work. Would let all go. Too much work, too much life. Too much life, would let all grow. Too much life, too much change. Too much change, would let all free. Too much change, too much dream. Too much dream, would let all see. Too much dream, too much deep. Too much deep, would let all live. Too much deep, too much day. Too much day, would let all give. Too much day, too much time. Too much time, would let all fall. Too much time, too much cake. Too much
Sing. Would you or recall? Too much, maybe all. Would you or recall? Too much, maybe all. Would you or recall? Too much, maybe all.